Hello everyone, my name is Circle. Welcome back to another Marvel Legends Gamerverse review. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the one and only Marvel's Juggernaut from, technically, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So, yeah, this one is one of the last ones that just recently came out, and Amazon came through, of course, by pushing the date, pretty much like almost like 2 weeks beforehand. So without further ado, let's take this guy out and see how he looks. Alright, so here we have the Juggernaut, and my god, is this guy huge! Look at him. He is a beefy boy standing at a whopping 9 inches to the top of his head, a little bit over 9 inches. Which is absolutely insane. Here's how he compares to the Maximum series Hulk. Very tall. He's a huge fella, and honestly, it makes sense. He is one of the stronger characters in the Marvel Universe, at least from what I have seen. I am not too well versed with the background of the Juggernaut. I just know that he is a nuisance to fight. He goes toe-to-toe against the Hulk sometimes in some iterations, most iterations from the looks of it. And usually it takes like the Thing or the Hulk to actually take him down. There was one time that Spider-Man had to drop an entire building of concrete, I think, to fully stop him. So yeah, no one stops the Juggernaut unless he decides to stop himself. But this guy is absolutely huge. And honestly, he looks really nice. He has a lot of nice shading throughout the entire body, which honestly surprised me. He actually has shading within the muscles themselves. Even on the back, usually they do lack the back of the shading, but there is a little bit. Not too much, but there is a little bit. The painted area here for the sort of like pleather version, I guess, or the pleather area looks really nice. Now, a couple of things that make me wonder what Hasbro does sometimes is like these additional things. So for example, these like bicep wrists or bicep bands are removable, so you can remove them if you wanted to. But it makes me wonder, like, why? Why do you need to remove them? Why would I need to remove them? All that sort of stuff. I don't know if there's any other iterations of the Juggernaut that don't have like these bands around the arms, but it's fine. I don't see a big issue there. It is going to be a little bit annoying to kind of get imposed because just the slightest movement does move them down, which is unfortunate. But the face does look really nice. Honestly, you guys can't really see him because he's so tall. He is huge, again. He does look really nice in the face. He has those nice pearly white teeth. And if you take off the head, it's literally just kind of like a faceplate. He has a really tiny head for such a huge body, honestly, which is really funny, actually. But yeah, no. Aesthetically, he is definitely the best looking Juggernaut, in my opinion. Like, even if it's just like the Gamerverse type of look, it's definitely going to be good for a comic book accurate Juggernaut, at least in my opinion. Now, articulation-wise, he does have pretty similar articulation to the Maximum Legends Hulk, so we're not going to take too much time here. For the head, he does have a hinge that goes forward and backwards, although I do think that the peg is actually too low, that the head doesn't sit snugly or snug on it. You can move forward, but that will cause him to pop out, and you can move him backwards a little bit, but again, not too much. He has like no range whatsoever on the head. You could turn him around just a little bit here and there, which is fine. Now, for the arms, he can get him to almost a T-pose. I don't want to like over stress the plastic, but he can almost get him to a T-pose. You can rotate him 360 degrees with some ratcheted joints inside. He does have butterfly joints that actually allow him to almost get his arms crossing or touching together, which is really good. And then for the back, you can actually get some really cool poses because of the back movement. He does have a diaphragm joint, which honestly looks really nice and honestly moves really well, because forward he goes about that far, which is cool, and backwards about this far. That's actually a lot of range right there. Does he? He does not. Oh, interesting. This is another huge figure. What was the last huge figure that we took a look at that doesn't have a swivel? Oh, right. Dragon Man. You guys have probably not seen that video. But Dragon Man doesn't have a waist swivel, and this guy does not either, which is a choice. He does have the diaphragm joint, but I think the waist joint could have also been a good addition there. For the arms, he does have the bicep swivel. It's a very tight bicep swivel, but yeah. And he does have the single jointed elbows, which, honestly, not a big deal. Yeah, although you could probably get more range with double jointed elbows, but again, because of the size of this figure, you get about less than 90, which is not ideal. But you can also turn the forearm, and then he does have wrist hinges for the hands that go forward, not that far. So yeah, this guy does have a lot of limitations because of how huge he is. Big figures are not necessarily the greatest when it comes to articulation, and we have seen that plenty of times. You could definitely do it good, but you have to sacrifice a lot of sculpt, and it seems that Hasbro does not necessarily want to do that. Oh, excuse me, it's late. Oh, but yeah, for the legs actually do have some pretty nice movement. So let me move them here. So he does have pretty decent splits, better than 90 degrees right here. Kicking forward, honestly, not great, again, because of the size of his thighs. You can definitely push him to almost 90. He does have a thigh swivel that works well. Single jointed knee that doesn't look great, and it doesn't move great either, so lack of articulation there, unfortunately. No boot swivel, which is definitely interesting. For the foot itself, you can go forward about this far, probably more if I actually push it, but backwards about this far. And of course, we have the toe hinge. So this guy does have some interesting articulation, although he is lacking in some areas. Now, I am unaware as to how well the previous Juggernauts moved because I do not own them, nor do I have them. So yeah, let's just move into the accessories. Actually, I don't necessarily have to cut or anything because the accessories are very lackluster, to say the least. So we have an extended left hand that is open, and we have a somewhat grasping hand for the right side. They're very well sculpted, don't get me wrong. And then we also have a sort of like punching effect that you can attach onto the figure. Let me see if I can figure out how to attach this properly, because last time there was no instructions, but this one seems to be much easier. Maybe? No, it's not for that hand. Let me just see if I can get it right the first time. I cannot. Do I have to remove this? I swear if I have to remove this for some reason, that'd be weird. Okay, I guess you have to remove it. Interesting. Interesting way of doing it. Not a bad choice, honestly. Although, I'm going to have an issue trying to figure out how this goes. Oh, but yeah. No. Overall, I'm going to go right into my final thoughts. So, this figure is phenomenal in terms of, like, looks. He looks great. Does he pose well? Not so much. So, before I go into my full explanation as to what I'm going to give this figure, or what I gave this figure, I'm going to give the score. And I'm going to have to give it a 7 out of 10. It is still a good figure. It is definitely going to fill in the gap of Juggernaut for your Marvel vs. Capcom collection. And especially since if you're trying to get all the Gamerverse figures, this is definitely one to get. It looks amazing. It has a clean look that looks phenomenal. I do think that this is probably the best looking Juggernaut figure to date, and honestly, we might not get one any other time. So I would definitely suggest getting it. It did sell out on Amazon multiple times on pre-orders. I'm not sure if it's currently available there right now, but I'm pretty sure it is available through Big Bad Toy Store. This guy is in the higher ups of the actual prices. I'm pretty sure he was $60, which is a very high price for a figure. And honestly, I can understand why he would be that much or that high of a price. Oh, actually, right now he's 65, so he is definitely high up there. Is he worth the $65? Probably not. Also, I just checked, he's not available currently on Big Rat Toy Store, but he is up for pre-order. So that's pretty much all the time I have for you guys today. Let me know what you guys think about this figure. Do you like him? Do you not like him? Are you excited to add him to your collection if you are getting him? Because I would love to know. But besides that, I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.